Hello everyone and welcome to a reading vlog. I don't know the last time I did a reading vlog, it was a long time ago. So here is another one. I am currently on a holiday, hence the different room. You'll be seeing a lot of different rooms. And I've just come out the shower, hence the hair. But as I say, I'm on a holiday. I'm looking forward to lots of adventurous days out. But also, I am tired. Annual leave, or the closest thing you have when you're self-employed. I'm having a break, and today I want to do nothing. And by nothing, I mean read a lot of books. I brought all these books with me, especially on this trip, because I wanted to do this kind of challenge or something. And originally it was can I read all these books in 24 hours? And I think now it's going to be how many of these books can I read in 24 hours? So the goal today is to read as many Alice Oseman books as possible. I have read all the Heartstopper books and I have read Nick and Charlie, and that is it. I haven't read any of her other books. I've got them all here with me. So I've got This Winter, This Winter, which is a Heartstopper / solitaire novella, because they are overlapping universes. So I've got that one, a short one, and then 4 novels. So Solitaire, Radio Silence, I Was Born for This, and Loveless. So I don't know if I can read all 5 in 24 hours. We will see. But I'm going to read as many as I can. I'm going to start off with Solitaire. Oh, can't get them out. Solitaire is Alice Oseman's debut novel and features Tori, who is Charlie's brother in Heartstopper. So I think this is going to be a good one to start with, because it's kind of some characters I know. It's her first book, and yeah, I think it's going to be great. After that, I'm going to read, I don't know yet actually, probably This Winter, and then Radio Silence. That's my list of priorities. Then Loveless. I think I Was Born for This is my least priority. That's the one that kind of appeals the least to me, I guess. But I really do love Alice Oseman's writing and their books that I've read so far. So I'm excited to read some more. So yeah, that's what this vlog is going to be about. I'm going to take you on my day. It's currently 10 to 11. I woke up early and then did not do anything. By which I mean I went villager hunting on Animal Crossing. So because it's a 24 hours, then, tomorrow morning may also count if I need more time. But I'm going to have some breakfast and read some Solitaire. Time has passed. I'm in the same place, but my hair's dry. I have finished Solitaire. I mostly enjoyed this more than I thought I would, going to be honest. It's a debut novel. I'd heard mostly good, but mostly kind of, it's good, and up to where you find out who Solitaire is, I was loving it. I thought it was fantastic, and I checked when it was published. It was published 2014, so a year after I left school, and I went to a very similar school to Higgs. I went to an all-girls grammar school with a mixed sixth form, and I think something about being in that similar school environment, being so close in point in time, if that makes sense, in that all of the cultural references, all of the pop culture references were very true to my sixth form experience. And also this whole, so one of the big themes of the book was mental health. And I think that moment when I was in sixth form, then this wider increase of understanding of mental health came at the same time that you reach that age where that sort of thing really starts affecting you and your friends and your day-to-day lives, and that's a wider understanding. And I don't know if this is a universal experience. I feel like for people my age, then coming of age at that time when there was this wider reckoning with, or was a wider discussion of mental health, that it was like this big realization that like, oh, most people aren't okay. And I don't know, it just felt compounded by those two things happening at the same time at my stage of life, and the fact that Tori, the main character, was going through exactly the same thing. It felt very true to life to me. I really, really enjoyed that. And then the end happened, I did not like the ending, gonna be honest. Yeah, I was absolutely loving it. And then as soon as you found out who Solitaire was, I was like, oh, come on. And then it was like revealed all the steps along the way. I was like, I could never have guessed that because you didn't give me enough clues. I didn't like that. And then the ending was so dramatic, like so dramatic. And what I really liked about the first like 3/4, 4/5 of the book is you had all this, oh, my hair is stuck to the book. You had all of this really dramatic stuff going on in the background. You know, you've got Charlie's mental health journey, you've got everything that Tori and all her friends are dealing with. You've got all of that in the background, and then on the surface, you have what are mostly relatively harmless pranks. And I really liked that. I liked that you had all of these serious, heavy things in the background, but a relatively low stakes sort of main plot. And I didn't like that it ended up being super high stakes and over dramatic and this massive, like, you know, very is saying very Waterloo Road, having never watched Waterloo Road, you know what I mean. It was, yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but I didn't like the ending, but I liked the rest of it. So it's a good start to to the self-inflicted reading challenge. So one book down. It is just gone 1 o'clock. I read it faster than I thought I would, which bodes well for the rest of the challenge. I'm going to go out for lunch and I'm going to take with me This Winter, which is a prequel or a sequel? A prequel. Let me just check. I think technically it's a Heartstopper, not Solitaire. Oh, but it is, well, Heartstopper and Solitaire, same universe. This is a prequel, I think, to Solitaire, but only just a prequel to Solitaire. So as you can see, it's very short. So I'm going to go out for lunch to my favourite cafe, which is also a bookshop. What a coincidence. And I think I can read this all in one go in the cafe, and it's quite big font, and there's like, oh yeah, there's pictures and all sorts going on in there. So I think I can reasonably sit in a cafe long enough to finish this book. So yeah, that's an update from me. Let's go to a cafe. Let's go out for lunch. Come with me. Let's go. Oh my goodness, this spot is so much brighter than it was. For some reason, I thought this was as bright as it would get here when I filmed here this morning. We're gonna cope with it. We're gonna go with it. So, had lunch, finished This Winter. Sorry, I can't actually see the viewfinder. Or not viewfinder, my own front camera. I can't see my, never mind. I finished This Winter, it was lovely. As predicted, did not take me long to read. And because actually, I mean, it looks short, and the font's huge, and there's a whole page of illustrations. And then all of this is Solitaire, is like a sneak peek of the book that I just finished. So it felt like it took me like 5 minutes. Obviously it took me a bit longer than that, but it was a very quick read. So I finished reading this, and I actually started, while I was having my lunch, I started reading Radio Silence. This is one I know very little about, and I'm so far very much enjoying it. Obviously Aled is in Heartstopper, and he is the main character in this. So it's quite nice that there's this kind of extended universe going on. I'm quite liking that. So yeah, I started reading this. I'm very early days. But yes, I started reading this one, and that's where we are at. I'm hoping I can finish this one today and then get started on Loveless. It is quite late. I spent longer than anticipated going out. Went out for lunch, did some book shopping, then I went to another bookshop, and I bought a few books, so I was out for a while. But yes, I'm back. I'm going to read some of this. And yeah, that is the update. A non-Alice Oseman reading update is that I'm listening to the audiobook of Husband Material by Alexis Hall. It came out at the start of this week. I love Boyfriend Material so much, and I'm loving Husband Material as well. The audiobook is so good. So I'm loving listening to that in the car. So yeah, that's kind of a very brief update. Enjoyed this winter, and now I'm on to Radio Silence. Good evening. I'm in a different room. It's very exciting. The sun has gone down, so I've moved, and I finished Radio Silence. It took me longer than Solitaire on account of me doing other things, but I finished it and I loved it. I'm a bit like, I finished it literally within the last like 3 or 4 minutes, and I'm a bit blown away by it. It was so good. This is the one I knew the least about going in, and it was so good. It was so good. I loved the platonic friendship relationship at the core of it. It's fantastic. I can't even describe it. Again, like with Solitaire, I was not much older than the main characters were when this came out, so a lot of the pop culture references felt very relevant to me at that age. The whole Welcome to Night Vale-esque thing of Universe City and Radio Silence, the Tumblr fandom culture very much spoke to 17-year-old me. And what I will say, which I'm a bit nervous about going into Loveless, so I'm going to read Loveless next. I don't know if I'll finish it before I go to bed, but I'm going to start it. And so I talked about Solitaire, how, you know, I was the same age as the characters pretty much when it came out, and ditto with Radio Silence. That Loveless kind of, I know it came out more recently, but it's that next stage. So Solitaire, Tori was in year 12. In Radio Silence, Frances is in year 13. And in Loveless, the main character in Loveless, who I don't know the name of, Georgia, is a fresher at university. Yes, she's a fresher. So it's following those like 3 years. And I don't know, this one especially felt very emotionally cathartic. Is that the right word? I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for, but that's the word that we're going to go for. That this definitely felt very personal to me. Like I could see a lot of my own personal feelings that I had at that age in this book. And Loveless, I basically think today, with Solitaire, Radio Silence and Loveless, I'm reliving those 3-4 years of my teenagehood in 1 year. And it's a very strange feeling. It's very strange. I would consider my late teens to be the most stressful time of my life so far. There's still time for it to get more stressful. But the most stressful time of my life so far, but also a time I'm really nostalgic for. And this book and Solitaire have kind of tapped into that. And I have a feeling Loveless is going to do the same. and that is a testament to Alice Oseman and their writing. What I will say with Radio Silence, because I loved this, just like with Solitaire, what I was saying about that kind of, you've got the big story, you've got the big plot and the big events, in that the things the characters are going through are big, adult, difficult things, but the top level plot is, it's about a podcast, you know, and that works so well. And because of how Solitaire ended, I did get like 80% of the way through this and started to get nervous, and then it kept being great, and then it got to what I thought was the end, and I was like, I'd love an epilogue. And then there was an epilogue. Yes, I was so happy. So very happy with this one. Sorry, Loveless has just fallen off my lap, if you could hear that thump. So yes, loved this. So I think this is definitely the favourite one I've read today. I don't know if you can really compare it to Heartstopper. They're very different. I did love all the little tie-ins with Heartstopper and with Solitaire. I don't know if Loveless is in the same extended universe, the Alice Oseman extended universe. So we'll find out. But yeah, it is 10:15. So we're nearly 12 hours into the 24 hours. But at some point, I need to sleep. So I'm going to see how much of Loveless I can read before I do that. So yes. Good morning. I have slept. The night has passed. Time has passed. And this morning, I finished Loveless. I finished it at about 10 o'clock, 10:30. So I didn't have time to get started on the other one, which I can never remember the name of. I Was Born for This. I didn't get time for I Was Born for This, but that's okay. That's the one I was kind of least hyped about. But I really enjoyed this. It was really nice, lovely, kind of first year of university, bit of nostalgia going on there, really good friendships, really nice arc for the main character. I think Radio Silence is still my favourite, but I did enjoy this. It was good fun. I liked the kind of, just the vibes, you know, the university vibes. Like I was saying, reliving that, like, those 2 or 3 years in kind of sequence was interesting, but enjoyable. So yeah, that is the last book that I've read for this mini reading challenge I set myself. And I read, let's see, where have they all gone? 1, 2, half, 3.5, 3.5, or 4, depending on how you count, Alice Oseman books in less than 24 hours. So I will pat myself on the back for that. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you have a lovely day, lovely evening, whatever time of day you're watching this. I hope you're having a good one. And this is where I should do the wrap up that I've never ever got the hang of. If you have read any Alice Oseman books, then comment down below. What did you think? Which ones were your favourites? If I Was Born for This was your favourite, tell me why I should read it. Tell me why I should be more excited. It's not that I'm not excited. I'm not like dreading it. I know nothing about it. I'm ambivalent. So tell me which ones are your favourites. If you've never read any Alice Oseman, then you can say hello in the comments anyway. I will get better at this, I promise. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. And I will see you next time. Ta-ra for now.